Rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Let me begin with the roundup of the weekly activities. You must have seen the curtain raiser we just issued that on the invitation of the Prime Minister of Pakistan, His Majesty King Abdullah bin Abdullah bin Ibn al-Hussein, King of Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, would be undertaking a state visit to Pakistan on 15th to 16th November. We just issue a curtain raiser and we'll keep you updated on the visit. The high level visit is reflective of the long standing fraternal relations between Pakistan and Jordan. During his visit, His Majesty King Abdullah ibn al Hussein will hold important meeting with the President and the Prime Minister of Pakistan. The visit of His Majesty will further consolidate the long-standing Pakistan-Jordan relations. It will contribute towards expanding the scope and spectrum of bilateral relations between the two brotherly countries. As mentioned during my last week's briefing, the visit of Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif to Azerbaijan, the visit was a result of the official invitation of the President of Azerbaijan, inviting Prime Minister to participate in the event marking the 5th anniversary of the Victory Day. During the visit, the Prime Minister held a meeting with President Ilham Aliyev. He felicitated the government and people of Azerbaijan on the Victory Day. He reiterated that the victory of Azerbaijan served as a beacon of hope for oppressed people striving for self-determination, including the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and Palestine. The two leaders reviewed the whole range of Pakistan-Azerbaijan long-standing fraternal ties. They agreed to further strengthen multifaceted cooperation in the fields of politics, trade, investment, energy, connectivity, and defense. The Prime Minister also extended an invitation to the President of Azerbaijan to visit Pakistan, which he graciously accepted. The Prime Minister lauded President Aliyev for his signing the historic peace agreement with Armenia earlier this year. President Ilham Aliyev thanked Pakistan for its consistent support to Azerbaijan in its just struggle against the illegal occupation of Karabakh region. He also appreciated Pakistan's role in promotion of regional stability in South Asia. The Prime Minister attended Baku's Grand Victory Days parade, where a contingent from the Pakistan Army also participated, along with the forces of Azerbaijan and Turkey. On the sidelines of the event, the Prime Minister met President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey and held a productive discussion on expanding Pakistan-Turkey historic and deep-rooted fraternal ties. Ladies and gentlemen, this week Pakistan hosted an important Inter-Parliamentary Speakers Conference. The inauguration was held on 11th November 2025. The Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister participated in the conference. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister addressed and chaired the opening session of the second day of the conference. He made a statement on peace, security, and development through multilateralism, and I'm sure we released the speech on media, and the text is also available on our webpage. On the sideline of the conference, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister held meeting with the heads of various visiting delegations, including the head of Belarusian delegation, former Foreign Minister Mr. Sergei Alienik, member of the Federal National Council of the UAE, Mr. Ahmad Al-Hashim, and the chairman of the Supreme Election Commission of Syria, Dr. Muhammad Taha Al-Ahmad. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister addressed the inaugural session of the 6th Margalla Dialogue on 11th November 2025. He commended IPRI, Islamabad Policy Research Institute, for organizing the event, speaking on the theme of the future of global order, cooperation and confrontation. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister underscored the importance of multilateralism in an era marked by unilateralism, polarization, and trade wars. He emphasized that multilateral institutions must be strengthened to effectively address global challenges. climate change, polarization, terrorism, and the erosion of international law and norms. He cautioned that the threat posed to the global peace and security and development, and called for renewed commitment to international cooperation and justice. The full text of the Deputy Prime Minister's speech is on our web page. Ladies and gentlemen, the third round of talks with Afghan Taliban regime concluded in Istanbul on 7th November 2025. This was on the eve of our last briefing. Pakistan deeply appreciates the sincere effort made by the brotherly Turkey and Qatar as mediators for the past 4 years. Since the Taliban regime came to power in Afghanistan, there has been sharp surge in terrorist attacks emanating from Afghan soil on Pakistan. Throughout these years, Pakistan, despite suffering military and civilian casualties, exercised maximum restraint and did not escalate. Pakistan's expectation was that with the passage of time, Taliban regime would be able to control these attacks and take concrete actions against TTP and Fitna al-Khawarij elements present on the Afghan soil. During these years, Pakistan also tried to positively engage with Afghan Taliban regime, offering bilateral trade assistance, bilateral trade concessions, humanitarian assistance. However, despite all these positive gestures by Pakistan, the response from Taliban regime has only been hollow promise and inaction. The TTP, Fitna al-Khawarij and BLA and Fitna al-Hind are declared enemies of the state of Pakistan and its people. Anyone harboring, abetting or financing them is not considered a friend and a well-wisher of Pakistan and its people. Pakistan is determined to take every possible action to safeguard its security and the security of its people. We regret that Taliban regime is constantly trying to misrepresent the issue of terrorism, terrorists hiding in Afghanistan, as a humanitarian issue. Taliban regime is also trying to portray the TTP, Fitna al-Khawarij and BLA, Fitna al-Hind elements as refugees in Afghanistan. This is not a humanitarian or a refugee crisis, but a ploy to frame terrorists as refugees. Pakistan, as we stated, is ready to receive any Pakistani living in Afghanistan and their families, provided they are handed over at the border crossing at Torkham or Chaman and not hurled across the border fully equipped with sophisticated weapons and equipment. Pakistan has never eschewed dialogue with any government in Kabul. However, Pakistan would not hold dialogue with any terrorist groups, be it TTP or BLA. Among Afghan Taliban, there are elements who do not want a confrontation with Pakistan, but there is a strong lobby with monetary support from foreign actors that has been tasked to stoke tension. These elements have engaged in abuses and outrageous allegations against Pakistan, and in doing so, they are fast eroding whatever goodwill they had within Pakistan. Some elements in Taliban regime also try to propagate that there is some disagreement within Pakistan over Afghan policy. This is misleading. There is absolute clarity among the people of Pakistan that the ordinary people of Pakistan are the biggest victims of terrorist activities by elements hiding in Afghanistan as well as their abettors. The armed forces of Pakistan are making sacrifices to safeguard the lives and properties of the people of Pakistan. Therefore, the entire Pakistani nation stands with its armed forces to safeguard the interests of Pakistan and the lives of the people of Pakistan. Similarly, there is an attempt by elements of Taliban to instigate Pashtun nationalism in Pakistan. It is a historical fact that Pashtuns in Pakistan are a vibrant part of our society and the state, holding leadership position across the spectrum of public life and civil society. More number of Pashtuns live in Pakistan than in Afghanistan. Therefore, instead of instigating Pashtunism in Pakistan, it would be wise for Taliban regime to look into its own credentials and of inclusivity across all segments of its population in its governance structure. with evidence-based and well-documented sharp rise in terrorism emanating from Afghanistan into Pakistan after August 2021, the Taliban regime can neither deny the reality nor absolve itself of this responsibility. While Afghan Taliban declared terrorism as Pakistan international issue, they fail to mention that there are people within Afghanistan who have issued fatwas legitimizing terrorist attacks against Pakistan. Moreover, terrorist groups operating inside Pakistan now comprise large number of Afghan nationals. Pakistan remains committed to resolution of bilateral differences through dialogue. However, Pakistan's core concerns, that is terrorism emanating from Afghanistan, need to be addressed first and foremost. Pakistan Armed Forces and its people are well determined to eliminate the menace of terrorism from its soil and take action against its supporters, abettors, and financiers. Ladies and gentlemen, this week we issued a statement in the context of arbitration initiation initiated by Pakistan against India under the provision of the Indus Water Treaty. Pakistan has taken note of the recent decision of the Court of Arbitration, which has offered helpful clarification on certain aspects of the Court's award on issues of general interpretation of the Indus Water Treaty, which was published on 8th August 2025. Pakistan has also taken note of the procedural order issued in parallel within the decision, which affirms that the court will continue to conduct these proceedings in a planned manner and would take into account the proceedings taking place before the neutral expert under Article 9 Annexure F of the IWT. The neutral experts proceedings were initiated on India's request, with their next phase scheduled to take place in Vienna from 17 to 21st November 2021. While India has decided to halt its participation, Pakistan continues to fully participate in the neutral experts proceeding in good faith. In this respect, the neutral expert has ruled that India's non-participation could not operate as a bar to the proceedings going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, we took a very strong exception to the remarks made by the spokesperson of the Indian Ministry of Foreign Affairs attempting to link President Trump's comment on nuclear testing with allegations about Pakistan's past nuclear record. India is clearly distorting facts and misrepresenting the remarks of the US president. The US side has clarified its position to the media regarding the statement by the president. For record, Pakistan's last nuclear tests were conducted in May 1998. Our position on nuclear testing has been clear and well established. Pakistan has been supporting United Nations General Assembly's resolution calling for a comprehensive ban on nuclear testing. In contrast, India's abstention on these resolutions reflects its ambiguous and questionable interest in further intentions in further nuclear testing. Pakistan's nuclear program operates under a robust command and control structure, comprehensive export controls, and an impeccable record of compliance with global non-proliferation regimes. Allegations of clandestine or illegal nuclear activities are baseless, malicious, and part of India's disinformation campaign aimed at diverting attention from its own irresponsible conduct. India's record on nuclear safety and security remains deeply concerning. Over past several decades, numerous incidents invoking the theft and illicit trafficking of sensitive nuclear material and other radioactive substances have exposed serious deficiencies in India's ability to safeguard its facilities. As recently as last year, radioactive equipment from Bhabha Atomic Research Center, along with highly radioactive substance californium valued over US $100 million were found on sale in India. Such recurring incidents of theft and illicit sale point to existence of a thriving nuclear black market for sensitive and dual-use materials in India. The international community must take action, must take serious notice of these alarming gaps and which pose a grave threat to regional and global security. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, on the tragic crash of C-130 cargo aircraft near Georgia-Azerbaijan border, we, the government and the people of Pakistan, express our deepest sorrow and heartfelt condolences to the government and the brotherly people of the Republic of Turkey. I thank you all.